Hello, everybody. Welcome to LettermenRow.com. I am Jeremy Birmingham. This is Birminology. We are talking once more with Ohio State commitments, targets, recruits from all over the country. Today, we're heading to the East Coast and going to Clayton, North Carolina, the home of Cleveland High School and running back Omarion Hampton, who is a player that in the last few weeks to months has really started to creep up the board for Ohio State and running backs coach Tony Alford. Omarion, thank you for taking time to join me. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Hanging in. It's one of these things where where I live, the weather changes day in, day out. So it's kind of hard for us to figure out exactly, how to go about business. For you down there in North Carolina, the weather's good, but your junior season took a while to get started and then it ended abruptly. How are you feeling? I know that you're recovering from a broken ankle. How's your rehab going?
It's going pretty good. I probably got like 2 more weeks in the cast, and then I'm out, and then I'm have to start rehab and everything like that. So I mean,
how difficult is that when you wait as long as you had to wait for your junior season to happen, and then it ends after almost 60 carries?
I mean, it's hard because I mean you put in all that work during like all season. You gotta watch everybody play, and then you get hurt, and then you gotta watch your own team play and everything. But I mean, I'll be back next season, so I mean, I'm just excited for that.
The injury didn't stop you from having a productive time in your 5 games. You averaged 11 yards a carry, 140 yards a game. But for you coming off of a sophomore season where you ran for almost 2,500 yards, are you surprised it's taken this long for people to kind of know you as a recruit?
No, sir. I'm just focused on getting better, really.
You are the 10th ranked running back in the country, so I guess it's not like you've been completely under the radar. But the wait for your junior season, no doubt, kept a handful of teams from offering because a lot of people won't offer till they see junior film.
Yeah.
How important was it for you to just get that little bit of film out there so that people could really get a sense of what you can do?
I mean, I feel like it means a lot just so they can see that I'm still doing what I did last year. I mean, I feel like it means a lot.
One of those schools, as we mentioned, is Ohio State. The Buckeyes are kind of creeping up the list here with Auburn, Florida, Penn State. And what is it about the relationship that you've been able to build with Tony Alford in the last couple months that's made Ohio State a place that you're really considering?
I mean, it's been good. We had like good long talks. We did a couple of Zooms. I know I talked with the head coach a bunch, and I talked with a lot of other coaches at Ohio State. So I know I have a good relationship with almost the whole coaching staff.
Do you get a sense of what makes Ohio State, different when you get a chance to meet the coaches and talk to the coaches? Because clearly, I mean, you're a high school football player. You know, right now there's 2 or 3 programs around the country that are sort of next level, with Ohio State being one of them. Do you figure out, or can you sense from talking to them why that is?
Yeah, yes, sir. Coach Alford, just like the way he talks, and then like you can just tell that it's like different down there.
Is that something that when a school like that offers you, is that what makes them sort of like you have to listen, and even if you had maybe a top 3 or 4 schools before, that they are all of a sudden almost immediately put into that group?
Right, yeah. Because when he offered me, I know with me and my family, we had like a good long 2 to 3 hour conversation with just Coach Alford, just talking about not even football, just life and everything, really.
What is it, that you found in the recruiting process to this point that you think is the most important thing for you as you get these relationships going? Is there 1 or 2 things with coaches where you feel a different connection?
Yeah, just like a good relationship with the coach, and then just getting to know the coach, and for him to want me for who I am, really, and then just everything else, like academics and everything, and then having somewhere where it can help me after school, after football.
Do you already have a plan of let's say football doesn't work out for you? What do you want to do in life? What's your goal?
Probably training. I can do something in training. I know after football, I'll probably open up my own training facility and everything and just start doing that.
If you can, Omarion, for the people that haven't seen your film, what type of running back are you? How do you describe your game?
Most likely a downhill runner and everything, and just getting to A to B. And then I know I can also do the outside and everything. So really just all that.
Is there something, as you start to look ahead at different colleges and you're trying to figure out the offenses you want to play in, what are you looking for? What do you think is like the thing that a college has to do with their running back for you to really consider them?
I mean, just being like a running team and then a place where they love to run the ball and everything, and they know they're committed in running the ball and everything like that. So that would be good.
Growing up in North Carolina, how much do you know about Ohio State? I mean, is this all been sort of a crash course in the last 6 weeks of just trying to learn about the program, or did you have some understanding of a little bit more about the Buckeyes before?
I really just look into every college really since recruiting has been picked up. So I've just been looking and then doing my research on every school and then just getting to know everything. So I mean, yeah, I've just been doing it.
You have already scheduled your official visit with Ohio State. You're one of only 2 running backs that they are bringing in for official visits at this point. Do you feel like you're in a position where a decision could come like even as soon as this summer, or are you thinking that no matter what you do with these official visits, you're going to wait until, November, December?
I mean, I could see me doing it before my next season, my senior season. But I mean, it all really just depends on how the visits go and then how my relationship is with the other schools and everything like that.
Now, I mentioned Auburn is one that I've seen linked to your name quite a bit. Florida, as I said, Penn State. Who else do you really talk to a lot? And how do these schools, and again, we cover Ohio State, so most of my questions are going to come from that angle, but what is it going to take for one of these schools to separate from the other?
Probably just fitting in every category that I got marked, really. Just having a good relationship with the coach, good academics, good football team, good running team, and then a place where I can feel like the love there and really just everything like that.
Who's your favorite NFL running back? This is where I just ask rapid fire questions, and I don't want you to think too much. I just want you to fire it off.
I mean, I don't really have a favorite, but I mean, I like the way Ezekiel and Saquon run.
Those are 2 pretty darn good Big Ten running backs, maybe the best 2 of the last decade. Ohio State had a running back from North Carolina a few years ago, Antonio Williams.
Yeah, he's there.
Do you watch these schools? I mean, obviously, the idea of going away from home isn't for everyone. Is that something where you feel like, hey, I don't mind this decision? I mean, I know that North Carolina is on the come up a little bit there in your state. How hard is it to think about leaving home for school?
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm going to go like wherever it feels home to me, really, and then wherever is the best for me, best decision for me.
What is it about Tony Alford that you see as a coach? I mean, you've obviously seen the guys he's been working with. You've seen what he did, with a year with Ezekiel Elliott. He had the opportunity then with J.K. Dobbins. Do you think from what you've seen out of him that he's the type of coach you want to work with? Not necessarily just the man you like to talk to, because I know that that's a big part of it. But what are you looking for between the lines in a coach?
Probably just a coach that has another I have a good relationship with, and then just somewhere where he can train me good. And I know his history. He's been with football for like a long time now. So, I mean, yeah. So all that's really good.
Do you are you a kid that, like, how there's some coaches, I'm sure you have some that yell a lot. There's some that talk really quietly when they're mad. Which one do you prefer?
I mean, I had all different type of coaches, but I mean, as long as he coached good, it really don't even matter.
What's your favorite food, Omarion?
Probably steak.
Steak. How do you like it cooked? And what cut? I mean, I think it's important that we get to the heart of the matter. What kind of cut are we talking about here?
Really any kind, but I like it well done.
Okay. So don't tell me like you don't put ketchup or anything like that on it, right?
Nah, I put ranch on it. That's it.
Ranch?
Yeah.
Ranch on a steak. Okay. Is that a common thing in North Carolina? Because I've never heard of that.
Some people do it.
Interesting. Oh, okay. Let's. You got me all kerfluffled here. I had never heard that before. What is it, with your game and the rehab that you found to be the biggest challenge so far after the injury? I mean, are you mentally finding it tougher to get back, or is it the physical pain?
I mean, mentally, I'm good. It was hold on. It was just like the first 2 days, and then now I'm really good. All the pain's gone. So I mean, it's kind of hard being stuck inside, but I mean, all that's really good.
You haven't got used to that in the last year and a half anyway?
Yeah, you say.
What is your go-to video game?
Video game, probably either Call of Duty or Call of Duty probably.
I like to think of myself, Omarion, as someone that like, I used to be pretty good at like video games, but like when I was playing Fortnite with one of my nephews like 2 years ago, and I realized in that moment, I was like, I can never do this stuff because my fingers and eyes could not work fast enough to play those games. And like Call of Duty and those things, they seem like they should be easy, but I'm on that map for 13, 14 seconds and I'm dusted. It just drives me nuts. What are you most looking forward to about June when visits are open and you're allowed to get on the road? Is there one or two places that you're most anxious to see?
I mean, I really haven't been to any of those colleges really. So I mean, I'm just ready to see what like the official visits are like and just have a good time while I'm doing it and getting the know everything.
What do you want to have happen on like if you had a perfect roadmap here of from now to the day you make your college commitment? What do you think is the best path for you? How would you see this playing out?
I mean, like, what do you mean with that?
Well, I see it this way. Your class, you guys have been sort of held back, right? You haven't had the opportunity to make visits. But I know a lot of you, and as you already said, like you wouldn't mind making a decision before your senior year. But at the same time, nobody wants to hurry into a decision because you've had to wait for so long. So is it something where you almost have to commit to yourself that you're going to take all 5 visits? Or is it, I'm just going to let the feeling happen, and if it happens, it happens?
Yeah, I mean, if I get down on like one of the campuses and I feel like this is school I want to go to and everything like that, I mean, I could see me most definitely doing it, like just committing before my senior season. But I'm still not sure. I have like a doubt in my mind. I might just wait and then talk it out with my family and everything like that, and then end up. Yeah.
For you with Ohio State, and I'll try to wrap things up here shortly. I'm sure that one of the questions that you have to have as a running back is, they signed 2 running backs in the class of 2021 with Travion Henderson and Evan Pryor. Do you have a plan or a conversation with Tony Alford about how he thinks that your class fits into that room?
I mean, I know they have a history for like using all the running backs and everything, like all the running backs and all like that. But I mean, no, we haven't really talked about that yet.
But it's not something that you look at it and go, oh, that rules them out or anything like that.
No.
Who's your all-time favorite football player?
All-time favorite? I like a lot of football players, but I like the way Lamar. I like Lamar.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
He's pretty good. What is as you look ahead here, what do you think the most important thing in your ultimate decision is going to be? Is it going to be location? Is it going to be playing time? Is it you ever play the NCAA football games on the Xbox and PlayStation back in the day, the old ones?
Yeah, I played a little bit.
You know how they'd make you have like the pitch and like when you were doing the recruiting, you had to like pitch certain things to certain kids. What's the one thing that at the end of the day means most to you over anything else?
I mean, if it's one thing, it'd probably just be somewhere I know that can help me get into the league and like can help me set for life. So, I mean, that would be a good thing going into college. I already know that I'm already set and everything like that.
Well, I am glad you've taken some time for us, Omarion. I know that, like I said, you're doing the rehab and probably a little more frustrated that you're not going to get a chance to watch or be a part of your team's playoff run this weekend. But thank you very much for taking time. I'm going to let you get out of there on that note. I told you I'd try to keep it under 15 minutes, and we're pushing up against that. So that is Omarion Hampton. I'm Jeremy Birmingham. This has been Birminology on Lettermen Row. Thanks for watching.